Hey there guys, Classic Homer here, and I just wanted to go over my convention haul from a few months ago. This will be a quick video, just a few pictures, but back on July 6th, there is a convention in Newark, Ohio, which is like a little suburb on the northern side of Columbus, called Torg Summit. And it was definitely not like, your Comic Con, San Diego, New York Comic Cons, or your C2E2 size, but it was fun. It was just held in like a little ice rink that was thawed out for the summer and not in use. And I got some pretty cool things there. First off, are these coasters in the middle of the picture. They're all based on NES art, and I got them for like $5 each, and it put me in a raffle to try and win a SNES Classic, which I did not win, but that's okay. Not hurt over it. I didn't win it anyway. Nah, that would have been cool to have gotten. But I had to get some cool looking things here. Get art of some of my favorite NES games of all time. They had Super Nintendo ones as well, but I don't really feel like the scans came out as nice, and they didn't, translate as well into coasters. And the only coasters we even had are like these fabric, awful ones from a Gentleman Jack collection box that my roommate got for a gift one year. We almost never use them because they suck. Like, they won't slide. You can't, easily bring your drink to you. They kind of end up sticking to the drink, and just fabric coasters do not feel very good. Not in comparison to like a smooth, hard surface like ceramic. So obviously we got Final Fantasy, Metroid, the original Legend of Zelda, and my possibly favorite game ever, Super Mario Bros. 3. I couldn't really go wrong with any of those. I did briefly think about doing just all four 8-bit Mario games, but I don't think that the Lost Levels one they had really, looked very good. So this is what we went with. On the left side, that is Sakura Wars So Long My Love, which is a game I was only vaguely aware of before buying, and didn't even realize had an American release. These characters I am only familiar with through playing Cross Zone on the 3DS, and they were interesting enough there that when I saw this, I was like, well, okay, I guess that's a thing I have to buy. And on the far right, we have The Last Story, which you may or may not know was a game that almost didn't even get released in America anyway, and I think the release itself was in such a short supply that it was not the easiest thing to come across. Seeing it at this random little convention, I'm like, oh, okay, yes, I will buy that. I will pay a small sum of money for it. They weren't much. Each game for the Wii was $30 or $35. Not that much. Next is a little trio of GBA goodness, plus a gold cart of The Legend of Zelda, which is technically less rare than the gray cart, but my dad destroyed our old gold cart that I grew up with years ago, because I think it was because the battery in it died and we lost all of our save data. So he was really upset about that, because he was also playing Zelda games back then. And his solution to this wasn't to, open it up, trying to replace the battery or anything. No, as I recall, he just took it to the garage and took a hammer to it. So I was basically restoring a little piece of nostalgia for myself in purchasing this. Bottom left here is a Game Boy Advance SP with these awful tribal designs on them. But the thing is, that's not a decal. That's in the plastic itself. That's not a sticker I can pull off. And for that uniqueness alone, I decided I would pick that up. Heading over to the far right is a case to carry a GBA SP and a few games. And it's, of course, a Pokemon design with a Venusaur on it, which matches perfectly with my cart of leaf green. And then the thing I'm sure everyone noticed immediately and was like, what is that? How is that there? There's a physical cart of Mother 3. They just had there. So, yeah, something you can't normally find in America. Sure, I'll buy it. Why not? It's not like Nintendo's going to release it. And then, yeah, those designs translate onto the inside of that GBA. I am affectionately calling this thing Tyson for obvious reasons. But I also forgot how washed out it's not even a backlight that the SP has, it's a front and bottom light. So even while I was on this trip, I went ahead and threw Mother 3 in there and turned it on. It's like, oh right, everything's super washed out. Well, it's still nice to have, and I'll just wait and play these things when I am playing on a DS Lite, because I've got a couple DS Lites still, and they play GB games just fine. At least, GBA games. They won't play original or color. That's okay. Now I have this I can do that with. And that's pretty much it. All told, during this trip, I spent about $168. But I don't think any of it was, really poorly spent. Maybe I didn't necessarily need the GBA SP, but I'm never getting my original one back. I gave it to my nephews years ago so that they could have something to play, and that was a long time ago. I think, the DSi was still new. So, it was a hand-me-down to them. And I can't really take it away from my brother's kids. No, that's theirs now. So, oh well, that's fine. They enjoy it. And I gave it to them with Sonic Advance, which is one of the few Sonic games I actually like. And they like it too. So, honestly, I don't feel bad about buying this, if just to have it for that edge case reason where it's well, all my DSs are charging, and I still really want to keep playing Mother 3, or Pokemon, or whatever. And that's about it. I had fun. I now have a taste for conventions. That was the first convention I ever went to. And, life allowing, I would like to go to more, and maybe even see some of you guys out at them if you happen to show up. And, live within a reasonable driving distance. I definitely wouldn't encourage anyone to be like, oh, this random one YouTuber who I like is gonna show up at, I don't know, let's say OhioCon here in January, which is an anime convention I would like to go to. We'll see if it works out. Don't go just because I'm going. Go because you want to. And if we're in communication, you like to meet up, sure, probably. Most likely. I don't have a necessarily good reason to deny anyone anything like that. Other than if someone turned out to be a creepy stalker and tried to knife me. But I highly doubt that. I'm more trusting of humanity than to just deny people outright based on a small chance that maybe someone is a crazy serial murderer. That's not very likely. Random thoughts. Anyhow, that's it. Have a good day. And tomorrow there will be more Pokemon, and continuing through the week, of course, more alternating videos of Pokemon and Half-Life. I will see you guys later.